Are the Royals of Paul Ince actually promotion contenders as they sit pretty third in the table heading out of the international break? Will they still be there this coming weekend? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks. Bam's giving a prediction video today. We look forward to match number 11 in this year's championship, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, smash the old subscribe, get you back to all things championship related, Rovers related, World Cup related later this year. That's right. Goodness gracious me. Reading still sit there in third spot, 1 point clear over Burnley, of course, with Sunderland and QPR in the top four. But can anyone stop the actual top two, the Blades, the Canaries running away with it at the moment? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second. Of course, people shout them over yuppies. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, we're going to jump in the deep end, of course, now look at what went on last time around over in the championship, which wasn't very good. I was in Germany, wasn't I? So we watched the game. It was pretty shit, wasn't it? So anyway, these were the results. Of course, Swansea. So let's just clean this up here. So Swansea, big 3-0 win over Hull City, are starting to be found out here, and they could actually be in a spot of relegation bother. 3-0 loss it was. 2-1 win it was for me. Meanwhile, Birmingham against Coventry was a 0-0 draw. Burnley with a big 2-1 win over Bristol City. I went with a 3-0. Millwall with a big 2-1 win over Blackpool. Big draw that was for Sunderland, 2-2 against Watford. Again, some of these managers are starting to get found out here. Of course, Moby doing fantastic result for them, keeping them in the mix of there. Imagine if he gets them fucking promoted. Imagine if he gets them fuckers promoted. Anyway, again, a break is as good as a change. I don't think he would have gotten us promoted. None the same. It's just he's back at home. He's probably going home for his lunch with his missus and having a cup of tea and biscuits every lunch hour. Anyway, enough about that. Huddersfield, of course, a 1-0 win for them over Cardiff. Cardiff manager sacked, Huddersfield manager sacked. I don't think either of them have appointed them as of recording. I'm recording this on the 24th of September. I went with a draw. We got embarrassed by Luton Town, who were very, very clinical against us. Meanwhile, Norwich won, West Brom won. 3-2 was my pick. Preston did get stumped by the Blades. 2-0 win it was there. QPR look good, don't they? 0-0 at the moment against Stoke. 2-1 it was for me the other way. Wigan did lose to Ratted. Shit though, didn't I? As a Middlesbrough. Goodness gracious me, what a shamble predictions. Not much going on really. Nothing that really stood out the page there. Maybe Swansea's performance as they slowly climb the table. But this is what the table does look like right about now. Of course, Sheffield United lead the charge with 23 points up ahead over Norwich, who of course in second spot. Reading there in third though. Burnley, Sunderland and QPR. Rovers into seventh, believe it or not. Cannot believe it, we're up there. Won 5, lost 5. Bit hit and miss. Very hit and miss. Coventry, Huddersfield and Middlesbrough going down. West Brom also in trouble. Again, Wilder, Flotty, Steve Bruce, the guy at Hull, all sackable, really. Sackable contenders, really, right there. Huddersfield already pulled the pin on it. Cardiff also already pulled the pin. Stoke pulled the pin earlier. It's ugly. It's ugly down there. Watford, I think he's on borrowed time as well. Rotherham lost their manager, sitting in 8th. Someone's going to come in and have to take over the reins at Rotherham. And again, they haven't got much pull. They've not much pull. So I think they're going to be in trouble now, despite their fantastic thing. Unusually once this season, Paul Warren's gone to Derby to turn that ship around. So I don't know. He's a good coach. He'll do well there. He'll do very, very well. He'll get them probably in the mixer this season as well. But I fear for Rotherham at the moment. I fear for Rotherham. I fear for Watford, especially with their calibre players. They want to be in the mixer. But they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it with that guy, the ex-vegan meister in charge. Anyway, enough about that. Let's take a look at, of course, the Super Brew. We'll take a look at, of course, the Championship. So let's jump into the deep end and have a look at it. So here we go. If it loads. There it loads. Okay. Round robin. I did shit. I must have done shit this week. Russell up there, 14.5. Well done. Smashed it. Wang Fang is up there with 14 points as well. Con DJ Snake also 14. Cookie Jack 13. Wembley up there with 12. Raymond Reddington as well up there in the mixer. I think, what did I do? Where am I? I'm scared. I don't even see myself. There I am. 5 points. Shambles. Shamborinos, of course. But let's take a look at the overall leaderboard, where I currently sit in 15th over 83 years. I'm doing all right, guys. Con DJ Snake goes running away there. 100 points. He's in triple digits already, and we've only played 10 games, something like that. TC 100 up to 89.5. Wang up there 4 spots. Big movers are Russell up 13 spots to number 7. Well done to him. James B50 up 9 spots there to number 6. Wembley the same. Burnley KE down 7. We like that, don't we? Unfortunately. Where am I? Where the fuck am I? Where am I? There I am. I'm down 5. Oh, took me L. 79 points. Not great. If you see your name, make sure you smash the thumbs up. Some big movers there. Roberto the Hornet up 8. Cookie Jack up there 9 spots there. Any other big ones? Jensen up there there, 8 spots as well. 11 spots, Raymond Bennington's coming out of nowhere. He's playing catch-up, of course. So get in amongst it, get your name in lights. Of course, you could be in the leaderboard next time around. It is free to enter cut24/EFL Championship. I don't get paid by these guys. I just think it's nice. It's an easy way for us to do the prediction without me having to crunch the numbers. So anyway, let's get into the next round of matches, which do come this coming weekend. It should be a full fixture list, kicking it all off on Friday, 30th of September. It is Hull, it is Luton, it is at the Kazam. At the moment, Shota Avalazi remains as Hull manager, but of course, he could be on his way with Carlos Cobrahan being linked with all sorts of jobs at the moment. He's linked with Cardiff, linked with Huddersfield, also linked with Hull, and they've still got a manager at the helm. 10 times they played since 2004, 4 wins to Hull, 5 wins to Luton, and we've got 1 draw. Hull, though, just 1 win to 6, 70% form for them right now. Luton, though, 1 defeated past 6, 67% form for them moving forward as well. Last time around, they're over at the Kazam, or whatever they call it. Yes, is it the Kazam? It's the KCOM. The KCOM, of course, was a 3-1 win for Luton back in March 2022. Of course, Luton unbeaten against Hull over the last 3, pick up 3 wins on the spin. Of course, Luton with a big 2-0 win over Rovers. We don't want to talk about that. Of course, Hull back-to-back games now without a goal. 3 games now without a goal. Of course, Esteban has drawn a blank as they've lost to Blades, Stoke and Swansea. All teams with S's in their name. Of course, coming at you, the odds here, we have a 7-4 is your Hull, 6-4 is your Luton, 23-10 is your draw here. I'm back in a 1-1 draw here, which won't do anybody any good, but Luton moved the chains already recently up to 11th in the table. Meanwhile, the Mackhams up against, of course, the Nobbers over at the Stadium of Light. Of course, can Mowbray get one over Preston? Of course, something that's proved very, very difficult over the years as a Rovers gaffer. Played the 9 times, 2003, 2 wins for Sunderland, 5 wins for Preston, and we've got 2 draws. Of course, Sunderland, though, just 1 defeat past 4, 58% form for them right now. Preston, though, 1 win to 6, 33% form for them. The wheels have come off a little bit for them, haven't they, at the moment? Last round, though, over at the Stadium of Light was a 2-0 win for Preston back in March 2018. Preston unbeaten against Sunderland over the last 6, picked up 5 wins over the last 6, looking pretty good in recent form. However, their form in the league is pretty shit. They haven't won in a long, long time. 1 win in 6, and that 1 win was against Coventry, of course. So the last 3 games they've picked up a couple of defeats. Sunderland with a big 2-2 draw against Watford, of course, coming at you. The odds here, though, what do we have on this one? We have, I'm trying to find it, is Sunderland. 23-20 is your host, and 25 is your way win. 23-10 is your draw here. 2-1 win for me, for the Mackhams here. What have I done here? Surprise, surprise. 2-1 win for Sunderland. Take 3 points as well. Moving on. Rovers up against Millwall. Of course, we should have coverage of this game. It is going to be a bit up in the air of this one. We're not going to have a full extensive coverage. We're going to have, I believe, a preview. That's pretty much it for the build-up. We hopefully have a vlog. I will hopefully do a watch-along. I am travelling back from San Diego on Friday/Saturday, so it might be in the car. It might be in the car, depending on how quick we can make our transfer for our trip. Long way back. Regardless of that, about the game, 16 times they played since 2012, 7 wins for Rovers, 3 wins for Millwall, 6 draws, of course. Rovers, though, 1-3, lost 3 of the last 6, 50% form for them right now. Millwall, they're winning 2 of the last 3, 33% form of the last 6. Last round, though, over at Ewood Park, it was a 0-0 draw back in March 2022. In fact, it was back-to-back draws between 2 sides. Rovers, though, unbeaten against Millwall over the last 4, pick up a couple of wins and a couple of draws. They did lose to Luton last time around. Of course, Millwall with a big 2-1 win over Blackpool last time around. The odds right here right now. Rovers 6-5 at the 23-10 is your way win, and 9-4 is the draw here. 2-0 win for Rovers, back to winning ways, and hopefully back into the top 4, top 5 and top 6. We'll see about that. Blackpool up against Norwich, of course, over at Bloomfield Road. These 2 sides have played each other around about 8 times. 2007, 2 wins for Blackpool, 4 for Norwich, and we've got 2 draws, just 1 win to 6 for Blackpool right now. 33% form for them right now. Norwich, though, unbeaten the last 5, winning 4 of the last 5, 75% form as well heading into this last time round. Over at Blackpool was a 3-1 win for Norwich back in September 2014. Blackpool back-to-back wins for them Norwich back-to-back wins over Blackpool, scoring 7 goals over the last 2. They come into this on the back of a 2-1 loss against Millwall, though Blackpool, Norwich with the draw against West Brom. The odds for this, we have Blackpool 14-5 for the reach, 11-10 on is your Norwich, of course, 35 is your draw. I'm back at the Canaries to get a point here. 1-1 in the end, Blackpool taking 1 as well. Not really going to do them much favours down the foot. And of course, at that result could actually cost Norwich a top 2 spot. Bristol City up against QPR over at Thrashton Gate. Played each other 28 times since 1998. 10 wins for Bristol City, 9 wins for QPR. We got 9 draws. Of course, Bristol City back-to-back defeats for them, 58% form for them. Up against QPR side, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them moving forward as well. Last time around, though, over at Thrashton Gate was a 2-1 win for QPR back in December 2021. In fact, the home side's only won once of the last 6. That's when Bristol City beat QPR back in August 2019. Bristol City, though, pick up a 2-1 loss against Burnley. QPR with a 0-0 draw against Stoke. Back-to-back clean sheets for them heading into this. The odds for this, though, 5-4 is your host, 21-10 is your way win, and 12-5 is the draw. I'm back in Bristol City comfortably here. 3-1 win for them at home. They look good right now, don't they? Cardiff up against Burnley, of course, going to be a new manager bounce. bounce for Mark Hudson's out there taking over the helm at the moment for Cardiff up against Burnley, of course, with Vinny Company in the dugout. Let's just 23 times 2003, 8 wins for Cardiff, 4 wins for Burnley, and 11 draws. Just 1 win and 6 for Cardiff right now. 25% form for them right now. Up against Burnley, unbeaten in the last 8 games, 83% form. However, just 1 win and 3 if you want to look at it a different way. Last time around, over in Wales, it was a 2-1 win for Burnley back in September 2018. That was in the Premier League. Of course, Burnley unbeaten against Cardiff over the last 5. Pick up 2 wins and 3 draws. Burnley, though, pick up a 2-1 win over Bristol City. Cardiff with a 1-0 loss against Huddersfield. But again, new manager bounce potentially here. Cardiff 11-5 with the victory, 12-5 draw, and 65 is your away win here. I'm back in Cardiff to get a 0-0 draw here with whoever's in charge, Hudson or a new gaffer. They're going to play a park the bus and trying to get the result anyway. Moving forward, Coventry up against Middlesbrough, who if there's ever 2 sides that need results, it's these 2. Both sides are in the drop zone, played 23 times since 1995. 5 wins for Coventry, 12 wins for Middlesbrough, and 6 draws, of course. Coventry, though, 17% form for them right now, back-to-back games without a loss, but they were both draws. Because the Middlesbrough side just 1 win and 4 for them, 42% form for the last 6. Last round, though, over at Coventry was a 2-0 win for Coventry. That's back in September 2021. Coventry pick up a 0-0 draw against Birmingham, of course, and they drew against Luton, so back-to-back points for them. Meanwhile, Middlesbrough with a 0-0 draw against Rotherham. Of course, back-to-back games at home without a win for Middlesbrough. The last victory was against Sunderland, though, in the Tony Mowbray derby back in, of course, September the 5th. The odds right here, right now, what have we got going on here? We've got the odds, Coventry 13-8 for the victory, 31-20 is your Middlesbrough, 23-10 is your draw. I'm going with Middlesbrough here. They're too good. They're too good to be in this position, but it's that Coventry. It's going to be a tough old game, but I do think Wilder will get it right after 2 weeks of prep on this one. Reading up against Huddersfield Town. Of course, pitched 25 times in 1995. 9 wins for Reading, 11 wins for Huddersfield. We've got 5 draws. Reading, they're winning 4 of the last 6, 67% form for them right now. Huddersfield just 1 win in the last 6, 25% form for them right now, as well as they also continue a search for their manager. Last time around, they're over at Reading at the Matchday. It was a 4-3 win for Huddersfield back in January 2022. What a going that was. In fact, Huddersfield have got back-to-back games against Reading, scoring 4 goals against them. There's a lot of goals in this game over the last 4 anyway. I don't even want to do the math. 7, 10, 14 goals over the last 4 games between the 2 sides. Anyway, Huddersfield with the 1-0 win over Cardiff, Reading with the 1-0 win over Wigan. Of course, the odds right here right now, though, we've got Reading coming at you. Where are you, Reading? We've got 5-4 for the victory, 25 is your way win, and 21-10 is, of course, the draw here. 2-0 win for Reading on this one, 3 points in the bag for the hosts, and again, remaining where they are, if not better, in the table. Rotherham, managerless Rotherham, up against Wigan, of course. Now, these 2 sides have played each other, according to my eyes, around about 15 times, done 3, 4 wins for Rotherham. We've got 8 wins for Wigan, and we've got 3 draws, of course. Rotherham, though, just 1-3 past 5, 50% form for them, 1-2 lost 2 and draw 2 over the last 6. Up against the Wigan side, who have 1-2 lost 2 over the last 5, 58% form for them moving forward as well. Last round, over at the New York Stadium was a 1-0 win. Sorry, yeah, it was a 1-0. It wasn't a 1 win. It was a 1-1 draw back in February 2022. In fact, the last 2 games at the New York Stadium have been back-to-back 1-1 draws. Of course, Rotherham, though, pick up a 0-0 draw against Middlesbrough, back-to-back clean sheets for them. Wigan, of course, lost to Reading last time around, 1-0 loss. Of course, heading into this one. Of course, new manager bounce potentially here, 30-10 is your Rotherham, 39-4 is your draw, 2-1 is your way win. That is Wigan. I'm back in Wigan here. I think this is like mission impossible for whoever's taking over the reins at Rotherham. Warren's done a fantastic job. Yes, promotion, relegation, yo-yo team and all that kind of jazz, but it's just such a huge boot to fill for a fantastic job he's done over the last 5 and some years or whatever he's been there. Yeah, going to go with Wigan on this one. Moving forward, it is the Blades up against Birmingham, of course, coming at you at Bramall Lane. Played 24 times in 1995. 6 wins for Sheffield United, 11 wins for Birmingham, and 7 draws. Sheffield United winning 5 of the last 6, 92% form. They're unbeaten in the last 8 games. Up against the Birmingham side, unbeaten the last 3, 42% form for John Eustace's boys. Last time around, though, over at Bramall Lane, it was a 1-0 win for Birmingham back in August 2021. In fact, the home side's only won once in the last 6 games in this match. That's when Birmingham beat Sheffield United back in April 2018. So Sheffield United, the last 3 times they played Birmingham at Bramall Lane, they've yet to pick up a victory. How long does that go back? 1, 2, 3, 4 last 4 matches at Bramall Lane, Birmingham have come out unbeaten. Meanwhile, Birmingham pick up a 0-0 draw against Coventry. Sheffield United with a big 2-0 win over Preston. Of course, the odds right here right now. The Blades stand for on for the victory, 65 is draw, and 6-1 is your away win here. Back in, of course, the Blades, though. 3-0 win for them. Should be a-okay on this one. Next, of course, it's West Brom against Swansea at the Hawthorns. Played 23 times, 2008. 8 wins for West Brom, 11 wins for Swansea. We've got 4 draws, of course. West Brom, though, without a win in the last 6 games. 33% form for them right now. Drawing 4 of the last 5. Up against the Swansea side, of course, 2 wins the last 3. 42% form for them moving forward as well. Last time round over at the Hawthorns, it was a 2-0 win for Swansea. They're actually unbeaten in the last 3 games against West Brom, back-to-back wins, both home and away. Of course, Swansea with a 3-0 win over Hull. That was last around in West Brom with a 1-1 draw against Norwich. Of course, the odds right here right now, we've got 11-8 on is your West Brom. They are red hot favourites. 11-4 is the draw, though. 7-2 is their away win here. I'm backing West Brom to get a 3-1 win for them. Of course, move the chains and get themselves back in the mixer once again. Stoke, they're going to be taking on, of course, Watford, of course, over at the Bet365 or whatever you want to call it. Now, these two sides played 25 times, 3, 13 wins for Stoke, 8 wins for Watford, and we've got 4 draws, of course. Stoke, they won 2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. 50% form for them. Up against Watford side, just 1 win in 6 for them. 33% form over the last 6 games as well. Last time around over at Stoke was a 2-1 win for Watford back in January 2021. Watford with a big win there. Of course, they did pick up a draw against Sunderland, which is not really great. Stoke with a 0-0 draw against QPR. Got basic odds here. The basic odds go in favour of Stoke. They're favoured to win this game. Watford are in trouble and they need a result. They're not going to get it here. 2-2 in the end. Point split right down the middle in my eyes. What do you guys think about that? Let me know down below. And of course, if I might, this is what the table will look like. The Blades, 5 points clear of Norwich. Of course, they were level on points with Reading as we enter match number 12. Kicking on forward, though, down the foot of the table is Coventry, Huddersfield and Hull going down at the moment. That's, of course, my take on it right here, right now. Of course, get in amongst it. Cut the / EFL Champ is free. Of course, get your name in lights. And, of course, we'll see who does well next time around as we return from the international break and beyond. But until then, guys and girls, make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the bell. But until then, we're done.